Hey guys, and welcome to another brand new video. Now this video you guys may or may not have already heard about, but we actually do, non-clickbait, have a confirmation from PlayStation and Sony themselves that there is going to be an official price increase on the PlayStation 5. Now, thankfully for a lot of the folks that are watching my current demographic, I won't be affected too much, although this is a widespread worldwide thing that's going on, and surprisingly, we actually had a lot of leaks on this maybe a few weeks ago. We even had a few videos on this and a few kind of like general talks on it. And a lot of folks, myself included, were really pushing towards the probably not, it's probably not good for business, it's probably not worth it at the end of the day. We've had the consoles up for around 2 years or so. But sadly, it is now confirmed, and we're going to go over the price points, what's going on, how Sony's dealing with this, and why they're doing it, and all that throughout this video. But it's kind of crazy. Like, literally, I want to hear your thoughts down below on this one 100%, because I was, in all honesty, not really expecting this to almost ever happen. And at this point, I'm not even sure if this ever even has happened as well mid-console life cycle. Typically, I'd probably assume they just probably readjust price points and also internals or cut costs for the PS5 Pros or like the mid-gens or the Slims or all of that. So if any of you guys are brand new, first and foremost, make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on. And for the PS5 giveaway, so you guys don't have to pay, including like higher rates, we have the Twitter and Twitch stream down below if you guys want to follow. We also do have the Target links as well, where a lot of folks have been getting consoles. And let's dive into the video. So as we've mentioned, right now, we do have an official confirmation, an official post over here from the PlayStation blog, stating the PlayStation 5 price to increase in select markets due to global economic environment, including high inflation rates. Now, as you guys can probably go and see, even PlayStation themselves is getting ratio, because right now this article blog is 107 hearts, 353 comments. That's not a good sign. And we're going to do a deep dive in this one for sure, because I'm just surprised this even happened. Like, to me, as I'm reading these news and I'm looking through this, it generally seems like it shouldn't have happened. It's just so weird. So they now have a new recommended retail price. And as I mentioned, thankfully, I don't think this is actually happening to us in America. Surprisingly enough, like usually I would say America has a big bearer of bad news. And now I don't want to gloat on this or be like cool, but it is nice, at least for us as this current moment, that we do not have a price increase in America. But every other region, pretty much everywhere in the entire world, is getting one. Now, I'm sure some folks are kind of curious on this one as we dive into the video. I think just the big thing is the USD, like the United States dollar, has actually had a really good ratio in comparison to other countries. So even if you guys have maybe seen the news, or if you guys hear about the news, right now even the USD is a higher ratio to even, say, the euro. And it's also kind of gaining on the pound on a 1-to-1 ratio. And also, I do believe the USD has also been doing stronger in comparison to a lot of other various currencies. Think of, like, say, like the peso, the yuan, etc. So I think that's like the first and foremost big thing. We have inflation going on with all these other various markets, and that's kind of been going around everywhere in the entire planet, United States, Europe, Australia, wherever it may be. But as well as I mentioned, the USD is also going stronger, so it'd be kind of weird to increase the price in USD when the price point itself is like technically, it'd be like a double whammy, where like our USD is technically worth more throughout the entire country and throughout the entire world, and then also price points increase. So I just don't think they could have actually done that, at least in my opinion. So with this, we have a new recommended retail price coming to select markets, which is fine enough, pretty much all markets, in the EMEA, the APACA, that's completely wrong, and the LATAM regions, and then also, sadly, plus Canada. So this is from Jim Ryan himself. The global economic environment is a challenge that many of you around the world are no doubt experiencing. We're seeing high global inflation rates, as well as adverse currency trends, and that's kind of why I brought up the USD conversion. As I mentioned, pretty much most currencies, at least in compared to USD, have gone down. It's also impacting consumers and creating pressure on many industries. Based on these challenging economic conditions, Sony Interactive Entertainment has made the difficult decision to increase the recommended retail price, or the RRP, of PlayStation 5s in select markets across Europe, Middle East, and Africa. So it's the EMEA, Asia Pacific, APACA, and Latin America, LATAM, as well as Canada. There will be no price increase in the United States. So, as I mentioned, Kind of crazy. This is crazy. Like, I have almost never seen this as this is just a rarity. Like, I'm almost in somewhat disbelief as I'm reporting and talking about this news. It is kind of nuts. You know, it really is generally kind of nuts. So, the new RRPs below are effective immediately unless otherwise noted. So right now they have Europe in general. So if you guys are affected by this, leave a comment down below. Europe has the PS5 with the Ultra HD Blu-ray disc drive. So I do believe these are all like the baseline consoles, not even the Horizon consoles, which is even more crazy to me, which is now at 550 euros. PS5 Digital Edition is now at 449, so 450. Then we also have the pounds too as well. I do believe it's the pounds. Or the PS5 with Ultra HD Blu-ray disc is at 480. I also can maybe mix those up. You guys can let me know. And then the PS5 Digital Edition is at 390, which these do kind of somewhat equate to the ratio itself. I mean, like, just based on what we see. Like, I think the Euro is actually probably one of the world's worst ones, though, because it seems even higher than expected, because it usually is a 1-to-1 base ratio. So Japan, although this is effective as of September 15th, 2022. So the PlayStation 5 itself will be 60,000 yen. PS5 Digital Edition will be 50,000 yen. Now we have, and then in China, which is at 4,299 won, with the PS5 Digital at 3,500 won. We also have Australia then too as well, which is now 800 CAD, and the PS5 edition is at 650. If you guys want me to go through all these into proper USD ratios right now, I could do that too as well, because I just think I'm kind of intrigued myself. We also have Mexico, which is at 15,000, I'm assuming. They said MXN, I'm assuming it's just the peso. And then same thing too as well with 12,000 for the digital. And then Canada is at 650 CAD, 512 CAD too as well. Now, first and foremost, I find this absolutely crazy. I don't think I've ever seen this happen. I mean, maybe I was like younger, maybe for PS1, PS2, but at least for the PS3, PS4, I don't really remember this ever happening. So while this price increase is a necessity, given the current global economic environment and its impact on SEI's business, our top priority continues to be improving the PS5 supply situation so that as many players as possible can experience everything that the PS5 offers and what's to come. So I do want to say this is, first of all, sad as well. Mainly because what if you guys didn't get your console? Like, what if you're Australian or you're Canadian? And they definitely didn't get as many consoles in comparison to the United States. Like, I'll be the first one to admit that. America got a really good deal off this because all the American, and I do believe most of my audience is American as well. So I guess it's like okay news for us. But I do know I have a few occasional folks in other regions, and man, my heart goes out for them. Because like I said, if you're in Mexico, you're in Canada, you're in Australia, China, Japan, and you guys just haven't had a chance to get your consoles yet, what's the actual point? It's actually overall kind of somewhat sad news as well. So I'm going to put some of these to USD in case you guys are curious over here really quick. Because I myself am also quite curious too as well. I'll probably just only do the highest ones too on top of like the disc editions, just because I'm kind of curious. You guys can see the ratios and see how close or far they are. But like, this is kind of crazy news. I'm just really surprised that they even let this happen. And so far, I do want to say I think most of the critique / outrage has been somewhat justified, because I've seen a lot of people now making fun of the consoles and also making fun of the price point. So we went through all the USDs as of right now. So it does kind of seem like the euro did kind of somewhat get a little bit not in a good vibe. The euro is pretty closely matched to the dollar on a 1-to-1 ratio. It's pretty much at around 1 right this second. Then we also do have the pound, which is funny enough even higher for their price points for the USD. It's had a pretty downward trajectory, but it looks like it's bouncing back up a little bit at a 1-to-1.2 ratio. I'm kind of surprised because this price point is actually not a little bit higher, which is not as cool. Now, when it comes to the yen too as well, it looks like this actually might even be a slightly better deal, because apparently this is only up to 428 US dollars. So this actually might even be a better ratio before, or maybe it's just they were getting a really cheap price point too as well. Now, when it comes to the Canadian, when it comes to the Chinese yuan, and now this looks like it's even worse. As you guys can kind of see, this ratio, it does seem like it's gone down even quite a bit too as well in this value. So maybe they're thinking more long term, but this is kind of crazy to see a $626 one. Now they have the Australian dollar to USD, which is around 550. So that seems about right-ish, give or take. Like, it's not too bad. And then we also have the peso too as well, which is at 700. That's ridiculous to me. That's actually ridiculous. $752. We have all this too as well. Now, funny enough, the Canadian dollar is actually only at $500 on the spot. So it looks like some regions are getting better luck. Some people are getting worse luck. Kind of weird, to go and say the least. But I'm just surprised this even happened. Like, there's not really other words I can really say. I probably will have a separate video on this discussing this, but Jesus, like, I can't believe this happened. So give me your thoughts and comments down below. Are you guys affected? Are you guys okay with it? Because you guys might be American. Let me know in the comment section down below. Also have the Twitter and Twitch stream down below too as well. Target links, Amazon links, and everything else. And let me know your thoughts.